first shout out to my Patreon, all of the real MVPs. I'm going to be trying to do some special things for y'all in this new year because y'all have definitely been riding with me.
If you would like to join my Patreon, it's very simple. All you have to do is go to www.patreon.com/BeStokedStyling and make your pledge, $5, $10, or $25. Currently, I'm trying to get to 20 Patreons, you guys, so make sure you help me reach my goal by clicking the link down in my description box and joining my Patreon. You do not want to miss out on the early access to my videos.
Alright, you guys, less than 3 minutes until we get this party started. Again, make sure that you're liking the video as you come in. Please don't be rude and speak. Alright, I already see we got my girl Fit Girl in the chat. Hey. Hey sis, thank you for joining. I'm ready to put all of this stuff to bed now that everything has been said, okay? I'm just taking this time to share this video out to my Patreons as well as my other social media sites. Y'all, please share this video and show some support.
Don't forget to order your custom Be Stoked Styling merch. That's right, we have merch. Just click the link down below in the description box and order your Be Stoked Styling merch today.
Hey, the Coco in the chat. Hey, Boo. Hey, Brittany, my Patreon beauty. Thank you for joining. Have y'all, drop down in the chat, let me know, have y'all seen, have heard of, followed any of this all about the tea drama that's been going on over the past week over here on the YouTube? It has been a lot, okay? If you haven't followed it, don't worry, I'm gonna give you a quick synopsis. Y'all know I'll give a quick synopsis. Also, I will be going live for the rest of the day. I'm going to give my live review on Tyler Perry's Sisters. The new season started last night, as well as the latest BET show from Carlos King, The Encore, where they took 9 old, I don't want to say old, but 9, God, what's another word for old? R&B singers, and they're trying to make a mega girl group. I'm going to be reviewing all of those later today, so make sure that you stay tuned. Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. Thank you to everyone who has showed up here today. Let me just make sure everything is good on my end. I think we are. Thank you to everyone in the chat. I see that some of you know what's going on, some of you need a quick little synopsis. So we gonna get into all of that. It's okay, so let's just jump into it, you guys, because I got all these other lives to do today, and so I can't spend too much time on this. I want to get my thoughts out and get this over with. I got my water here, I got like some snacks because I'm gonna be here for a while, so I hope to see y'all with me throughout the day popping in. Okay, so basically All About the Tea is a YouTube channel here, and she started off as a blog about 8 years ago. Well, now she's a full-time YouTuber, and she does panels. So she has about 4 to 5 people on every show coming in and giving their opinion on whatever the topic is. Now she got some of her notoriety and rise to fame because of her Real Housewives panels. That's it, at least over a year ago was when I was introduced to her, and it was because of her Real Housewives of Potomac panels where she would have other known YouTubers discuss, the episode and give their review. She eventually added Buffy from Married to Medicine onto the cast as well, and that panel seemed to do really well. So I guess, she saw the success of that and decided to do a nighttime panel. Now, something that All About the Tea does that I liked, and I haven't, as y'all have seen, I've incorporated into my show, is she takes viewer like calls. And so she was one of the first people I saw to do that. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I want to do that over here because I like to see what people are saying. So through doing that, she definitely had some callers that were fan favorites. She decided to take those fan favorites from the callers and make a nighttime panel where they discussed more pop culture topics, more, trending topics, whereas the daytime panel was more so just reality TV shows. Hi, Sister Talk TV. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, Stay as much. Thank you for joining as well. All right. So that is some history on who All About the Tea is. So in the beginning of 2021, they started this nighttime panel discussing various topics from housewives in the blogs to T.I. and Tiny to just a barrage of different things that were trending at the time. Now this panel has did it have four main people? It was All About the Tea, Monica. I should have loaded pictures, but y'all, I just did not even. I was like, I'm not going to go through all of that today. I'm not. So I'm just going to put up the thumbnail for those of you who do not know who she is. So we had All About the Tea, Monica, who is the avatar. If you see people discussing who the face behind the avatar, she's the avatar. You had Ples, who is a lawyer, Bishop, who is not actually a bishop, but that's his like stage name. And then we had Schoolboy, who is like she is a lesbian woman who's kind of like queer, she's cool or whatever. All right, great. Why is this? Oh, because I'm in the wrong thing. I'm like, why can I not pull this thumbnail up so y'all can see these pictures? No wonder. So I am in the wrong thing. So they made up, let me pull it up. So starting from left, up at the top, that is Monica. She is the avatar. To the right is Ples. Right up under Monica is Bishop, and then with the glasses on, that is Schoolboy. And we'll get to the person in the yellow in a minute. Anyway, so this was the panel. They went live. It was great. Well, at some point during this panel, the guy in the yellow, his name is So Debonair, they were doing some type of show, and he was giving Ples a whole bunch of love and accolades and praise. This made her very uncomfortable. This made other panelists uncomfortable. And from there seemed to have been a shift in the energy, and things just weren't right. All of this is behind the scenes. All of this is things that we as the audience were not privy to. And at this point, all of this is a non-looking factor in my Evelyn voice. So at the end of May, Ples, in the middle of May, Ples decided that she wanted to leave the panel. So she called Monica to give her 2-week notice. This is all, again, behind the scenes, things that us as the viewers do not know. We do not know that Ples is leaving and all that. So she calls Monica to give her 2 weeks notice. They have a conversation because this panel was going live every single night for 2 to 3 hours, Monday through Friday, every single night. Now, Monica was compensating her panelists. Each panelist was getting their own amount of money. Ples was getting the most. She was getting $300 a month, and I believe everyone else was getting $200 to $250 a month. So they were all getting compensated for doing this panel. They were committing to 2 to 3 hours, Monday through Friday, every week. Ples said that, she called to give her her 2 weeks notice. and to say that she wanted to step away from the show. What we did learn later was Pliss was saying that she just felt the energy shift. She felt like it was time for her to go. God was telling her to leave, and so she finally decided to leave. All right. So instead of there being an announcement, instead of Monica saying, okay, well, thank you, whatever, she does counter and say, well, can you do Fridays and maybe some after darks and things like that? So Pliss counters and says, sure, I can do that. What will be my pay? They did not agree on a pay. Monica says that she would get back to her on it. She never got back to her. The 2 weeks is now up. Pliss never was like got a send off, and that's the end of it. So this is where we are. This is where the drama begins. Okay, I hope I broke it down enough for y'all to give y'all some of the backstory, the drama, just in case you didn't know. So now we're gonna get into where the mess started. Because there was no proper send off for Pliss at the end of her 2 weeks, she has her own YouTube. So she went over to her YouTube and made a video as a farewell. Now, this farewell video was about 13 or so minutes long, where she said that she enjoyed her time at All About the Tea, that she was leaving due to time constraints. You know, the world is opening back up. She is a full-time lawyer, so she just cannot commit to doing this panel as well as her day job, as well as trying to maintain her own channel. Watch the 13-minute video. It was a very respectful way of saying that I'm leaving and giving her announcement. Now, this is where the mess really starts, because instead of Monica watching the video, which she has admitted to had not watching the video at that time, her and her panelists, actually before her and her panelists get on live that evening, Schoolboy, pull up the picture one more time, Schoolboy, the one down there with the glasses, she does a live stream, and during that live stream, she is basically going in on Pliss, going in. Okay, it got really, really messy. She basically questioned her as a lawyer. She talked about how she was leaving and no one knew that she was leaving, and it just got really ugly and nasty. Well, because and I'm also forgetting, when they did finally on All About the Tea on all of Monica's channel, when they did finally say that Pliss was leaving, Monica did allude to Pliss leaving because she had to work on her mental health. So I want y'all to keep that in mind. So she said she had to work on her mental health. So I'm trying to look. Thick girl, I can't look at the comments. You're gonna throw me off. Okay. Okay. So of course, Pliss ended up getting upset because now she's seeing where the panel, when they did finally announce her departure, they made it seem as though she was leaving because of mental health. They said it to Monica's words were she's leaving in order to deal with her mental health, or to, and whatever. So it seems as though she's leaving for mental health issues. So now Pliss gets back onto her YouTube the next day, and she does a live video where she really does address what was going on. And she says, I didn't want to do this, but because of the way that they sent me off, I'm going to show y'all some receipts, because it didn't sit well with me. You could see that there was some jealousy there. By this point, Schoolboy has gone off on her YouTube channel, and it has just now gotten messy. So Pliss comes and she gives her receipts on, this is when I called, this is what we talked about. I had not been in conversation with her since then. This is when I wanted to leave. From there, the panel has another live stream. They are kind of dogging Pliss, everyone except for the bishop. And then Pliss comes on the live stream. It becomes a yelling match. It implodes over here on the YouTube. Everybody is like, oh my God, what is happening? Because like legit, it becomes a screaming match during this live. So we're going to stop the story right there, and I'm going to give y'all my opinion on that, and then we'll continue with the story. At this point, I am on Pliz's side because when they get into this screaming match, Monica and Schoolboy during her live on her channel, and Monica during this implosive live on her channel, both admit that they never watched Pliz's farewell video. So this to me is where the drama began, because y'all are coming onto this panel being defensive and argumentative about a video that you never saw. Now, I speak directly to Monica right now. If you are a journalist, if you are a blogger, if you're supposed to be someone of integrity, you have to, I've said this before, do your due diligence. So without seeing the video, making a response to a video about you that you never saw was the first mistake and was where you were wrong. Everything that, all the fallout that happened afterward is strictly on Monica, because she did not do what she needed to do to make sure. Had you literally given her 15 minutes of your time to watch her video, you would see that she wished you all well. It was nothing done maliciously. She did not down anyone. She did not take away anyone's accomplishments. She did not say, stop watching them and come over here, I'm gonna be going live. None of that happened. She didn't question how much she was getting paid. None of that happened. Now, what information was brought back to Schoolboy and to Monica, we will never know. But we do know that they said they were told what was said in the video. And if y'all have ever played the game of telephone when you were in the second grade, you know that I can say my shoe is red, and by the time it gets to the person down at the end of the line, the sentence is my dress is purple. You get what I'm saying? So you can't take, as someone who considers themselves to be a professional blogger, a journalist, you cannot take secondhand information and run with it. And so to me, that was where, and I can understand if Monica got this information, this sideways information that was so messy and so wrong, and now she's upset about it and she feels attacked, so now she feels away. I could completely understand that. If Ples had said that, then I could have completely understood Monica's reactions and being hurt and upset by it. But because that was not what was said in the beginning, you are now wrong. Period. Everything that comes afterward, it started because you did not go and do what you needed to do to watch the video to see what was right and what was wrong and what was said. All right. Hard stop. Moving on to the next. So after the blow up, these YouTube streets went ablaze, you guys. Everyone was making videos. Everyone was speculating. Everyone was trying to figure out what was going on. There are legitimately hundreds of videos on YouTube right now, discussing this situation that has been going on over the past week. Now, what has made this situation more messy is ancillary people coming out and giving their opinions. Okay, so I'm going to go back to this thumbnail. We see this guy over here on the bottom rubbing his hands in the yellow. That is So Debonair. So Debonair was a returning caller on the All About the Tea show. He was not an official panelist. However, he was like a fan favorite. If we are talking about like the Real Housewives, the panel was the Real Housewives, and you would consider him a friend of the show. He pops in, you know him, you see him, okay, and great. Well, when all of this blowout happened, people are now trying to figure out how does Monica act with the rest of these people, because the way that she blew up on that live it took us all aback. We were very confused, and if someone talks to you like that, you wouldn't want to work with them, you know. So he comes out, in his initial video, he spoke on his time working with them and how there was a little bit of drama behind the scenes, because during that live where he was giving Ples some accolades, some of the other panelists, Marcella in particular, she's not put on here because she, to me, is not a full-time She's a full-time panelist now, but I just didn't put her on here because I just did it. Okay. But anyway, he came out to say that after he did this live stream with them where he was praising Pliz and giving her her flowers, Marcella reached out to him, and I think he said schoolboy as well. Don't quote me on that one because it's been so long since I saw that first video and it's been so much information given. But he basically said that since that first live, after that live, he was confronted by Marcella because she felt the way that he was giving so much praise to Pliz. And Pliz felt like it was actually putting like a target on her back. And he said shortly after that, he just kind of did not come onto the panel as often. He would still see him. He would still send super chats and things like that, but he just wasn't as regular on the panel as he had been. So he was literally giving his experience, and he was saying that one of the that he can confirm that Monica is not a great communicator. And that's something that Pliz said. She's just not a great communicator. She doesn't really get back with you. And so, you know, he confirmed that. That was his video. He's gone on to say some other things in some other videos, but essentially that was his main video. So now you have more people taking what he said, and now they're even connecting. I say, oh my God, she's a bad communicator. She doesn't treat her panelists right. Da, da, da. So now people are spinning even more of a narrative. Okay. Shortly after that, maybe about a day or two after that, the bishop comes out, and he, the one over here, right up under Monica, he comes out and he gives his side of the story. He talks about how he knew what Pliz's issues were. I forgot to tell y'all, another issue that Pliz was having was that it seemed like some positive comments about her were getting deleted. Excuse me. Now, she said she understood some of the deletions because there might be a comment that says, Pliz, you're amazing, and Marcella is a drunk. If that's in one comment, that comment's getting deleted. Completely understandable. But if there's a comment that says, Pliz, you should be a TV judge, all of a sudden that comment's getting deleted. So these are things that Pliz says that she was noticing behind the scenes that just let her know that the energy was shifting, that it was time for her to go. She kind of kept this to herself, but I guess her and the bishop had like a little bit closer of a friendship than the rest of them. So she kind of confided in him a little bit. He comes out, he makes his video basically stating everything that Pliz said. He can confirm that's what happened. Not only is that what happened, but when Pliz made her initial video, even though Monica and Schoolboy had not watched the video, they called him complaining about the video. Complaining about what they heard she said in the video and going off and being catty and being messy. And he says he was on the phone and he heard them talking about it and he saw that they were riled up, but he didn't say anything. And then fast forward to the live where everything imploded. He was on the live. However, he didn't say anything. He turned his camera off. He kind of distanced himself away from it. We're going to stop right here because I'm going to give my commentary on that. I'm trying to give y'all a lot because I'm trying to give y'all everything because it's a lot. So, at this point in where Bishop is giving his live, let me finish what he says in his live. So then he goes on to say that he was leaving all about the tea, and he goes on to defend Marcella because some of the fans started to make a narrative saying that the energy changed on the show because Marcella was added. So he defends Marcella and say, you know, she didn't have anything to do with what was going on behind the scenes. And he goes on to drag Schoolboy. He says that she was, he kind of called her thirsty because she, I guess, flirts or something with callers. He kind of called her thirsty. He talked about how something had to have been wrong with her because he refers to Monica, the avatar, as her internet mom. And he just felt like that was weird because you're calling someone, who you never met and never seen your mom. So he just kind of goes in on Schoolboy a little bit, and it sheds a light into more of what was happening behind the scenes and what the true dynamics were. So we're going to stop right there, and I'm going to come to y'all and give y'all my commentary about that. Before Bishop came out, when it was just the initial videos of the farewell, the lives that happened, and then so Debonair's live where he kind of just was giving some backstory. I felt like we had what we needed at this point. All we needed was for Monica to say her side, or actually I didn't really need her to say her side. I just wanted her to apologize for how things went down on that live. You know, that to me, that would have did it, this whole situation, but nothing happened. By this point, this has been 4 or 5 days of this shit storm on the internet. Okay. People are calling for who's behind the avatar, who is she, trying to dox her, trying to say what her real name is. Some innocent woman who I'm not even going to say her name has been dropped into this. She's someone that works in the corporate field, and people are saying this is the lady behind the avatar. This is who she is. So now people are on the internet attacking her. It just got really, really messy. And there are some people that were at this time questioning, well, what were the other panelists thinking? What did Bishop think about it? What did Marcella think about it? And I felt like Bishop, in that moment, I was like, Bishop didn't need to say anything. If this didn't have anything to do with him, why would he say anything? Just like this didn't have anything to do with Schoolboy, why was she in it? Schoolboy's live helped to kick off more of the mess, because if Ples said I'm leaving and all I'm asking for is a proper send-off and I don't get that, and you know we don't have any communication, that's between Ples and Monica. How all of these other people got into it is because all of these other people were being messy. And so at that point, I'm like, I don't blame Bishop for not saying anything. If this ain't got nothing to do with me, then I'm not going to comment on it. Well, I stuck my foot in my mouth thinking that I'm agreeing with Bishop, because literally that same day is when he does this live, and he starts off the live trying to say as if he's so, you know, above it and this man of integrity, and he doesn't want to get into it. But by the end of the live, you've been talking for 2 hours. By the end of the live, you done started dragging. So now you're messy too. Now you're in the mess too. Okay. So by this point, he says that he's leaving the panel. We know Ples has left the panel. Schoolboy, honey, has gone into hiding. And Marcella did do a live over on Facebook. I don't know if y'all have seen it. This was days ago. She did a live over on Facebook on her. She has a group over there where she discusses the Real Housewives and things like that. And in that live, basically, she just said that, you know, she was just trying to be supportive. She was just, that's who she is. She's not about drama. She doesn't know why people are trying to pull her into this narrative as if she's this bad person, but she knows that these people don't know who she is, and they don't know her character. And so from now on, she is just going to stay more to herself. She said, you know, I guess it caused some drama with her giving people super chats, and it makes it seem like you're supporting this person or that person. And she said, you know, at this point, she's just going to kind of step away from that and just support people in private. That was what Marcella said about the situation. She didn't necessarily address anything in particular about the fallout. All right. So now, where am I at, y'all? I'm trying to look. I got notes, okay? Because it's been so much. My head hurts. Literally, by the end of last night, my head was hurting. I was like, I'm just glad this is over, okay? I'm just glad this is over. So what's today? Thursday. So I think Bishop did his live on Tuesday. I'm pretty sure he did his live on Tuesday. Mind you, this implosion happened last Wednesday, okay? Last Wednesday or Thursday. So we've had the entire weekend, all of this. Ples has not come out and said anything else. Monica from All About the Tea has put her Twitter on private. She's not saying anything. But we have all of these ancillary characters saying their piece. So he did that live on Tuesday. He turned around and did another live on Wednesday. Apparently he goes live every day. I don't know. I'm not subscribed to him. I'm subscribed to All About the Tea and to Ples. I'm not subscribed to anybody else. But I guess he goes live every every day or whatever. And so one thing that he said during his live, where he was essentially dragging the panel and the channel, he said that he noticed that they started to have really clickbait type of titles in their nightly lives, which is true. I know I was noticing that if you follow the channel, you notice that maybe I would say within the last month and a half, some of the titles have been extremely clickbaity, and that's honestly because it's been slow. News has been kind of slow lately. I'm not gonna lie, it hasn't been a whole lot that is just worthy of talking about. But if you're trying to get people into your live, you might make the title a little bit more clickbaity. And so he complained about Monica doing that, but then the very next day he made another live which was clickbaity. So now people are looking at Bishop sideways because, number one, you've thrown yourself into this women's mess that you said that you didn't want to be in to begin with, and you criticize someone for being clickbaity. And then here you go doing the same thing. So there it is with Bishop. Okay, I'm done talking about him. So at this point, we have been waiting for Monica to speak because Monica has not said anything else about this. And the narrative is being ran all over the internet about how she is surviving the avatar. She's a narcissist. She's a bad boss. And she's demonica. And I mean, people were dragging her by her edges, wig over there on the floor, like snatching her. How are y'all watching the avatar and all of this? So I'm gonna pause it there because I'm gonna give my thoughts on that, and then we're gonna wrap this sucker up, okay? I did not understand how the narrative on the internet got to where it was at and how it did what it did when it did, how it got there. Okay. In the beginning, when everything first happened, I definitely made my shout out to Sister Talk TV. She's in the chat. They're in the chat. They had a live on Monday discussing everything that happened, and I went in there and I gave my opinion on it because this is something that I followed. I followed them. This is a channel. This is not a channel that I'm watching because I see that there's mess. No, this is a channel that I've watched. I've actually been on the channel. I've called in a number of times on the channel, and I have never had any bad interactions with Monica. But what I did feel like was that the situation was handled wrong. I don't think that live where everything imploded should have been a live. Once things got heated, you should have cut the live. She said she was going to cut the live, but then continued to fuss and go back and forth with her. I felt like Monica was wrong because she did not watch the video to begin with. I felt like there was an issue with communication. Now, Players having whatever feelings she had about what was going on behind the scenes was her feelings. I wasn't there. I can't speak to what her feelings were or why she felt how she felt. But I felt like the way that ties were severed was not right. And I made a point to say that I felt like moving forward, Monica needs to learn from this situation and get, because there was never any like written contracts. Now, why there are no written contracts when y'all are exchanging money and you have been a business for 8 years, I don't understand. That to me just leaves everybody open. But what my thing was, the situation was handled wrong, and this is a learning lesson for people who are wanting to get in business with people in the future on writing things out, having a contract, having an end goal, making sure that communication is open. There was a lack of communication, and the reason why this internet drama, this beef has become as convoluted as it has, it's because of this lack of communication. The fact that for 7 days, this narrative was allowed to be created by the internet trolls about everything under the sun without any of it being addressed is just proof at the lack of communication. People need to talk. We grown. We sit on the internet all day and talk and chat and kiki, and we can't talk to each other. I am confusion. Okay? I am confusion. So that was my thing. That was my issue. I was definitely on Pliz's side because from the receipts that she showed, from the call logs, from whatever, and we'll get to it, but from Monica's own admission, the conversation was left off where Monica was supposed to follow up so that there would be an end to it. Without follow up, there is no end to it. There is the issue. Now, I don't agree, because when I say this got messy over here on these internet streets, this got messy, y'all. I'm talking about people were threatening Monica's family, her life, her, as well as this other woman who people were alleging was Monica, which has been said is not her. So people are sending threats, like threats to this woman. Now, mind you, I don't know how they're threatening her because we don't know who this woman is. She legitimately has an avatar. So I guess you're just going up under the post saying, if ever I see your cartoon face on the street, I'm going to take you out. I don't know how that works. But at the end of the day, regardless, who are you psycho people? Who are you? Who are you crazy psychotic people who are just so invested in a little bit of drama that you would legitimately send threats to this woman? At that point, I'm like, okay, y'all are running TF out. Running out. Okay. So I did not agree with that. I did not agree with people in the comments calling her D-Monica, like demon and Monica. Y'all get it? D-Monica. I was not agreeing with that because all of a sudden she's a demon because she doesn't know how to talk to somebody and doesn't take accountability. If that's the case, all of us, or people calling her a narcissist. I don't understand what makes her a narcissist because she can't take accountability. There is a point in life where everyone struggles with taking accountability. And I'm not sitting, and let me make it clear, because two things can be true at the same time. And for some reason on the internet, we just can't accept that fact. It's like, oh my God. It can't be sunny and raining. It has to be one or the other. No. If you look outside my window right now, it's sunny, but it's still raining. You get what I'm saying? Two things can be true at the same time. Thing one that is true, Monica handled this situation wrong. Thing two, just because she handled this situation wrong does not mean that she is a demon and a narcissist and all of it, like all of that. Like, she handled this situation wrong and she's not taking accountability. It happens all the time. We talk about it over here on the channel all the time about these people these reality shows, these reality stars not taking accountability, not standing 10 toes down in it. It ain't, well, this is how I felt or whatever. Or this is where I was wrong. So you know what? This I was wrong here. So this is how I felt this way. I could have handled that differently. Could have been easily said and done. All right. But at this point, after all of this hoopla has gone on online, Monica's standing 10 toes down and she feels like she was right in what she had to say. So then, y'all, hold on. We coming to the end. I know it's a lot. But we coming to the end. So meanwhile, while all this shit storm is happening, there have been a couple of channels, like for instance, Toxic Diamond said that she was going to have an interview with Monica. Monica was going to break her silence. You know, I think this was maybe on Monday or Tuesday. We were waiting. The interview never happened. So of course that brings more people up into a row. So then yesterday was Wednesday. Okay, Toxic Diamond's interview I think was supposed to be Monday. Tuesday, we end up randomly, the troll from under the bridge, Wiley, comes up and he does a live over on his backup channel. And he says that he's done an interview with Monica that's going to be on his Patreon. And he keeps directing everybody over to his Patreon. If you want to hear what Monica had to say, come over to my Patreon. I did an interview with Monica and he goes on to drag Pliz and talk about, now mind you, the first thing that they do when they're trying to drag Pliz is talk about her her degrees and her lawyer status. And how are you a lawyer if you're crying on the internet? So lawyers can't cry. People can't feel away. Y'all don't get mad when JT or Cardi B or the next city girl, I don't know, pick one of the girls, and they're on the internet and they're crying. They can cry, but because they're human, but she can't cry if she feels hurt by a situation. She feels betrayed by a situation. Okay, whatever. So he goes on and wait, I'm sorry, y'all, because I was finna get real good just then. And I had to catch myself because I'm not doing it. If y'all have seen Wiley, you know why I would get a little gutter. But anyway, I'm not. Okay, stop. I'm just gonna get my fan. If you see the shade fan going on, just know that I'm thinking something that I'm not gonna say. Anyway, so he goes over onto his channel and he talks about he drags her. He talks about Bishop. He talks about players. He talks about the situation. And allegedly, Monica called in and he has this interview and he's trying to direct everybody over to his Patreon. I didn't believe any of that. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all now. I watched it. I've seen Wiley from time to time on the internet. He's not my cup of tea. I'm not going to be subscribed to him. He doesn't do it for me. But I am aware of who he is because I be all looking through these internet streets. Okay. And so nothing about him was going to make me want to pay the $3, $5, $10. I don't know how much his Patreon is. I didn't even click link to see because I wasn't going to pay him not one red cent. I don't care if his Patreon was 10 cents. He wasn't going to get it from me to see this alleged interview from Monica. And so I didn't believe it because this is what doesn't make sense to me. Now, y'all tell me if this makes sense to y'all or not. Monica has over 100,000 subscribers on her channel. 100,000 subscribers on her channel. Toxic Diamond, I think she has 166,000 if I'm not mistaken. It might be 130. I know she's over 100,000. So it would make sense for her to go and talk to Toxic Diamond. It would make sense for Monica to speak on her own platform about what was going on. It don't make sense to go over to Wiley, who has 3,000 on his backup, and before he put his subscribers on his main channel hidden, I know it wasn't much over 10. Why am I gonna leave my 100,000 subscriber count to your 10,000 subscriber count? I'm gonna be nice and say 20,000. I'm gonna be nice and say 20,000 subscribers. Why would I do that? What reach is that supposed to get? So I didn't believe it. What I do believe, now this is my speculation. This is all speculation. This is all allegedly, since all of these narratives have been thrown. And one thing I do know is that Monica is crafty at creating a narrative. She's learned that from Tasha K because her and Tasha K are very cool. They're cool. They've been on each other's platforms. They're cool. And one thing that Tasha K is good at is creating a narrative. So this is my belief at what happened. Monica knew that she was getting drugged, clearly. So she's in contact with her friend Tasha K, because I didn't even know about any of this drama until I was over on one of Tasha's lives on her backup channel, and they was in the chat talking about it. That's what made me even know about this to begin with, because I told you I'd be out through the internet streets, but that ain't what we're talking about. But anyway, so she calls her friend Tasha, and Tasha says, okay, this is what we need to do. We need to get some people on your side. We need to get the narrative out there on your side and disparage the people that are coming against you. I'm gonna hook you up with Wiley, because Tasha, anytime Tasha has any type of chaos and mess on the internet, there are a few places that she goes, and the Wiley show is one of them. I don't know if y'all know, but that's what I know. Okay. So she said, I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up with him, and we gonna spin this narrative, and we gonna get it together. So now they get in cahoots, and the narrative is spent. And you can say this, okay? Say that it's gonna be on your Patreon. Mind you, when I was over there in Sister Talks TV, some people in the chat, I guess, were subscribed to Wiley's Patreon. Bless your heart. And they said that the interview was not even up there. There was no interview. So now you're lying to get people over to your Patreon. Yeah, that's smart. But anyway, they got in cahoots to spin this narrative. You get what I'm saying? They got in cahoots to spin this narrative. And he talks about how he spoke with her and how Pliz is all of these things and Bishop is all of these things. And, you know, he goes real gutter with it. That's what he likes to do. All right. We coming to the end, y'all. I'm going to have to push back my other live. Hold on. I'm going to have to push back my other live because this is taking a minute. So give me a second. I just need to reschedule my sisters. Sisters is going to be the live that comes up after this. So if y'all have not, if y'all would like to, please make sure you join me. I pushed it back to 3:15 so we can finish this on up. Because we coming to the end. Excuse me. Hi, Brian. I see you in the chat. Did I miss anybody come in? If you did come in, please. Tasha, I see you. Hey. I think that's everybody that spoke. If you are just coming in, please make sure you like the video, subscribe if you care. This is not my typical content, but I just had to talk about it. So if you coming over here for YouTube mess and drama, you might not want to stay. But if you like my commentary, please do. But anyway, so finally, we get an announcement that Monica's going to go live on her own channel. And she's going to tell her side of the story. She goes on live with, what was the doctor's name, y'all? Drop it in the chat because I don't remember. I was introduced to her as Pastor Jamal Bryan's side chick. She's a doctor, a PhD of some sort. I don't remember her name. I didn't write it down. I got all these. Dr. Griffin. Oh, I did write it down. Look at there. I wrote it down. Dr. Griffin. Okay. So she goes on live with Dr. Griffin. This is interview style, you guys. This is interview. Now, mind you, this is the most pre-rehearsed interview I have ever seen. Okay. The Dr. Griffin is clearly, she's reading from a script. She's not that great at it, but she's reading from a script. She knows what points that need to be hit and what questions to ask and what statements to lead into Monica's recollection of what happened and the victimization and oh my goodness, you know, and all of that. So I'm not gonna lie. I missed while I'm talking about Monica doing her due diligence. I came in late to the live. So I had missed the beginning. I did go back and watch most of the beginning. There might have been about 10 minutes or so that I missed, but I done got the gist of it. I got the gist of it. I got what I want to say. So she does an interview. And the first thing that I noticed as I get into the chat is that only members were allowed to comment in the chat. Only members were allowed to comment during the live chat. I mean, I guess that is a way to cut down on the trolls, but also I didn't necessarily like that because on any other live, people are allowed to comment all day. Mind you, though, even though only members were allowed to comment in the chat, there were a lot of people in that chat that were unhappy, calling Monica out, calling out the situation, questioning her. A lot of comments were being blocked and deleted. The mods were blocking, timeouting, deleting people left and right. Super chats were being deleted. This was what was crazy to me. People are sending in super chats to dog Monica out. Like legit. $1.99 super chat. You's a liar. What? What? Make it make sense. You know what? Go ahead. Go ahead, random person behind an avatar that y'all, since y'all so mad that I'm behind an avatar, y'all done set up here, y'all done subscribe to me, y'all pay me monthly behind this avatar. Y'all send this avatar $5 a month. And you gonna pay me to call me a liar. Okay, give me your $2. That doesn't make it true. It doesn't make me want to tell the truth anymore. Like, I feel like people don't think about some things. Like, if you were already a member and you're giving your commentary, cool. But to pay to be a member and then to pay to send a super chat just to say, I don't believe you. But she got your money, though. So yeah. Right. Thank you, Thick Girl. Thick Girl says, hit the like button. It's free 99. So hit it. I'm not making y'all pay. I'm not making y'all pay to come up here and say anything to me. Okay? You don't have to send a super chat to say anything to me. You don't have to send any money to hit the like button. So y'all make sure that y'all are hitting the like button because I'm over here hot and I'm working. But anyway, hi Zaya, thank you. I see you joined us. Thank you. Okay. So then there was a question about Monica being rude, and this was funny because this is what I'm talking about. Where Monica, I said this over at Sister Talk over there on Sister Talk channel. Remember, shout out to Sister Talk TV. Go subscribe. She is almost at 1,000 subscribers. Please help get her there. I said this. I said Monica's gonna do a little bit of media training. She's gonna do a little bit of media training, and she's gonna come out and we're gonna get this together. Monica's very smart. She's very smart, and she knew what questions to have Dr. Griffin ask so that she could redirect and make herself seem, like the person to come out on top of all of this. It was smart. It was crafty. It was crafty. I was enjoying the craftiness of it. So the question was about Monica being rude. I don't remember I didn't write down the question exactly, but it was specifically about her being rude. So let me explain to y'all what the question was about, because there were people amongst these various lives on the internet. People were saying that Monica can be rude to her callers on the internet, that she can cut people off and be rude to them, and she might rush you off of the line and things like that. That's neither here nor there. That's just some of the commentary that was said over here on the internet. I think that as the host of a show, you have to be able to keep people moving. You can't let people get too long-winded or people click out. So I don't see her as being rude personally. But instead of her addressing it, because that was really what the question was about, she redirected it. Oh Lord, I'm spitting. She redirected it to her being rude. About her dragging celebrities. Well, yes, I mean, maybe people could say I'm rude to celebrities, but I mean, that's what you come over here for. We drag celebrities. This is a celebrity gossip channel. We get gutter with it, and we go in on celebrities, and that's why people subscribe. That's why you like being here, because this is what we do. Our channel is messy, and so I don't understand why people are so mad now. Facts. I see no lies told, but it was rude. What was rude was how you handled players. That was what was rude. That was what was rude. It's not about you dragging celebrities. We know it's a messy channel. We know that's why we come. We know that's why we come over there. But you can't be rude to the people that support you, because if you're rude to the people that support you, you won't have supporters. Okay. Moving on. So then Monica addresses So Debonair, because she says, as far as this person, he was never a panelist, even though he's going on to do 8 interviews. Now, I don't know if he did 8 interviews. I know he did about 3 lives. He did he did do 1 interview, and then he also popped in yesterday on Sister Talks Live, which we were, like I told y'all, I've been over there all week. He popped in and he was asked to come up by one of the viewers. One of the viewers asked him to come on the screen and answer some questions. Again, it was just the viewers, because that's what happens. Viewers, subscribers are trying to get the tea, or trying to be messy, or trying to get into it. So him popping up on the live yesterday was not an interview. It was just he was asked. So anyway, she addresses him. Excuse me. And during this section of the interview, she says that she saw that she remembers the live that So Debonair did, where he was going on and on about Plez's accolades, and she felt like I felt like the panelists were my kids. And so, you don't want to just uplift one kid without the rest of them getting some praise. So, I tried to cut him off, and And Bishop tried to cut him off, but he just kept going and going and going, and I just didn't think it was right. And she even claims that, you know, he called her mom before, and no one was talking about. She claims that the blogs were running with what So Debonair said, but no one was talking about how So Debonair blocked Bishop after everything because they got into it, which is not true. Bishop actually addressed that on his live. So Debonair was in that live. They both talked about it. They squashed it. So Debonair did a live right after that to address that as well. So that's not true. That was discussed. Again, if you were like me and were in all of these lives and watched all of these videos, you got all of the tea. And it's so much that I don't even have enough. Like, I'm not going to be on here for 3 hours trying to break it all down. She goes on to talk about what happened with the fallout between So Debonair and Princess and Bishop and how that happened. And she what was true, Thick Girl? I'm saying what was not true was that she said no one was talking about So Debonair blocking Bishop, because they did talk about it. That was talked about. Just not, you know, not by subscribers. That was talked about specifically by the Bishop and So Debonair. They did address that. But anyway, during this section, she goes on to talk about how the panelists were like her kids, and she was like their internet mom and all of this. And then she goes, because the hashtag has been hashtag surviving the avatar, because I told y'all people were so up in arms that she was an avatar. So then she goes, hashtag protect the avatar. Bitch, you better have media training. You better spend in there. I thought this was craftful. And I sat there, you guys. I sat there and I watched the comments during this live. And I watched the comments go from, oh shoot, I forgot I'm supposed to be on the call at 3. Dang. Oh, shoot, I forgot. What time is it? Okay, y'all give me oh shoot, I forgot. I watched the comments though. They went from dragging Monica in the comments to, oh my God, yes. Hashtag protect avatar. The internet is so doggone fickle. The internet is so fickle. Y'all are a fickle people. Okay? Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Give me a second. Y'all, I'm sorry. I had completely forgot. Okay. I hope y'all took that time to hit the like button. Okay. Ooh, okay. But yes, it was craftful. So she has now spent the narrative to, oh my gosh, I was their internet mom. I did so much for them. I sent super chats. I sent birthday gifts. No one questioned any of that in the beginning. Y'all, people want to talk about this, the middle and the end. We talk about it all the time. Y'all want to start the story from the middle and from the end. Start from the beginning. No one cared. No one cared about how much the panelists were paid. No one cared about if you sent such and such a super chat or not. No one cared about any of that. It was about how Plez's exit was handled. And in my opinion, that was not rectified. But we'll get into it. We're almost there. Actually, she said that in the beginning. She did say, because I didn't take notes on that part because I had to go back and rewatch it. So let me go ahead and say that, and then we'll end this off. She did address what Plez said. And so from what she was saying, Plez did not lie. Plez said that, you know, at the end of the day, she called, they discussed pay. Nothing was like settled on as far as the price. So even though Dr. Griffin kept trying to bring up, oh, so y'all didn't have a written agreement, so there was no written contract, so there was no written contract, so there was no contract. No. We all done watched enough Judge Joe Brown and Judge Mathis and whoever to understand that a contract entails three things. It entails an offer and acceptance, a meeting of the mind. There was offers, but the point where there was an acceptance, where they were talking about pay, that did not happen. That did not happen. Okay? So things were left up in the air. That is what causes confusion. That is what causes confusion. So if I tell my boss, hey, I quit. I quit on the 15th. 15th is it. That's 2 weeks. I'm giving you 2 weeks. The 15th is it. Well, can you work on holidays? Well, how much am I going to get paid on the holidays? Well, I'm going to have to see what works in the budget. But you don't never come back to me and say how much holiday pay is. I ain't looking at the holidays. The 15th is my last day. Period. I'm done. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? And it's not for, if you're the one asking me to stay onto a panel, and you're the one who says that you will get back to me, and you're the one that doesn't do that, then that ain't on me, baby. That ain't on me. It's not for me to reach out and see. It would have been for me to reach out if I was like, hey, I want to leave, but can I stay for a day? Well, let me think about the pay. Okay, well, I know I want to stay for a day, so let me reach her, let me hit her up and be like, hey, you remember we said that? What you think? But I don't want to stay anyway. I'm doing this because this is what you asked of me. This is a compromise from me to you. So I'm not going to go out of my way to try to call back to you. So where Monica was saying, well, she could have texted me. She didn't. That was not her responsibility. She didn't have to, because she wasn't the one looking for the favor. That would have been you. So no, Monica, you were wrong in how you handled this Ples situation. And Ples made a point. You said over and over again how you be in contact with other panelists day after day and time after time. If it was something that you really wanted to do, then you would have done it. No one is saying that it was unreasonable for you to say, no, I'm not going to pay Ples the same amount of money because she's not doing the same amount of work. Duh, we're all like, duh, of course. That doesn't make any sense. But without an offer, it's not on her to call you back. And so her saying, I never heard back from her, that was the end of it. What is the issue? It isn't one. It shouldn't be one. It own it. And she Monica does admit that. So you're admitting where you wrong. Don't try to say, well, I didn't call her back, but she should. No. Because if you're looking at a butt, you don't see what's in front of you. And what's in front of you is that you were wrong. All right. So that's that. That was about as much as she addressed it. Now we're talking about all this other frivolous stuff. That trolls have dredged up. That ain't even the situation. Hey, Keisha's Comedy said, thank you for joining. So she goes on to say, now this is okay. She addresses the Monica Sauls rumor. I'm sorry. Shoot. I wasn't supposed to say the girl name. I'm sorry. Scratch that. Y'all ain't hear that. But she addresses the rumor about her true identity. And she says that was not her. That lady is out there in the real world. She's getting threats. And she says y'all need to stop, which I completely agree. Even if that was her, it don't matter. Respect this woman's privacy. Respect if she don't want all her information out, she ain't got to. She ain't got to have all the information out. You know, respect that. That was not for anybody to be trying to dox her. That to me, that's psychotic behavior to me. I'm sorry. And if you were on this live and you were doing that, you were dead wrong. Then she addresses the avatar, because again, people are going on and talking about how she was an avatar. And again, I said I agree. There's nothing wrong with her being an avatar. Y'all are out here trying to dox this woman. Imagine if you did know what she looked like. Imagine if you did. Like, that's why people don't say everything. That's why people don't use their real names. That's why people got screen monikers and it's all this it's nicknames and it's this and it's that. That's why. Because y'all sit up here and lose your mind when somebody don't do something the way you want them to do it. So I have no problem with her being an avatar. As an avatar, you still giving me the same amount of tea. You still giving me the same amount of tea. So I'm good. I don't have to see your face. You're still giving, but I don't believe that this is going to be sustainable. If you now, she quoted some other YouTuber who has an avatar who has over 7 million subscribers. I don't know what that YouTuber does. I know avatars that have been over here in the tea space, in the gossip space of YouTube. Okay, I know about those type of avatars and people, and that's not sustainable over here in the tea space. Because look at Daytime Tea Time, look at Layla Lynn, look at Chronicle Speaks. All of these people eventually, even if they don't show their face in every video, all of these people eventually show their face because people want to feel some type of connection to you. They want to feel the authenticity. They want to know that you are reputable and that we're not being catfished. So do I think that it's a problem with her having an avatar? No. Do I think that she will still be successful with having an avatar? Yes. But do I think that there's going to be a cap off? Do I think there's going to be a cap? You get what I'm saying? Like, you're going to reach a plateau at some point? Absolutely. Absolutely. But with all this mess going on, I ain't mad at her for being behind the avatar. She'd be a doggone fool to come out with her face now. Then she said, I quoted this. She said, all these YouTubers are out here monetizing. Oh no, she was referring to Ples and Bishop. Okay. And she said, they're out here trying to monetize my pain to become who you are on YouTube. Now, I found that shady. I was like, whoa. Because the way she said it was as if without this drama, they would not have any subscribers or anyone on YouTube. Now, I can't speak for a whole lot of people, but I'm going to speak on a couple of things. I wrote it. Quote, monetize my pain to become who you are on YouTube. As far as So Debonair, when this situation popped off, So Debonair had 600 subscribers. He has over 5,000 subscribers now. He did monetize on this situation. Bishop was the only one from that panel before the panel that had a YouTube channel. How many subscribers he had, I don't know. But I know he went from 5,000 to 10,000 in a day and a half. He did monetize off of this. Ples has had her subscribers hidden for forever. So we don't know how many subscribers she got, but I do know just the video of her doing the farewell has over 52,000 last time I looked. 52,000 views. So yeah, she definitely did monetize off of that. But to say monetize Monica's pain to become who you are on YouTube, Monica, that was real. That was shady. And let's not get on a high horse, baby. Let's not get on a high horse. Because guess what you do? You monetize these celebrity pain every day to be who you are on YouTube. So you're not exempt. You're not exempt. It is what it is. You monetize Wendy's alleged husband's affair. That would be pain on her. Don't you think that's painful for her and her family? But you monetize on that pain for your YouTube channel. Come on now. Come on now. Let's not act like this was some plot to get to you, because it's not. This is a hot topic. And so all of the people that are making videos and they're talking about it and are monetizing off of it, yes, we are talking about it because this is gonna get us some clicks and some views, and that is YouTube, and that is the world that you live in. But you do the same thing. You do the exact same thing. So you can't be mad when it happens to you. It's called karma, baby. Everything comes around in a circle. You can't talk about how, well, I'm a messy channel, and then when your messy channel explodes and messy, people talking about your mess, now you're mad because you're messy. I don't understand, honey. Get out the mess. Go clean up. Go take a shower if that's not what you want. That's just what it is. And we're gonna end it right here because I'm gonna let the chat go off. I'm gonna let the chat go off and I'm gonna get off of here. She said that she did not do an interview with Wiley. She was not on his show. She did not go on his channel. And then after she says all of that, who does she bring up on her channel? Who does she bring up on the screen? She wishes everybody well. Well, I wish them the best. And before I leave, I'm going to bring up somebody who's over here breaking the internet. Da-da-da-da-da. Blah, 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 blah. And brings Wiley up on the channel. And Wiley proceeds to drag each and every one of them for the next 10 minutes. Him and Dr. Griffin tag team with dragging everybody for the next 10 minutes. Monica, you showed your hand. You showed your hand. Everything was so beautifully media crafted. Everything. It could have been a master class in how to handle YouTube B, until you brought someone that was gutter on your channel to try to disparage these people. And because I'm convinced I know what was going on behind the scenes. Now I'm convinced, you know what? I had these people, I had Heidi come out, I had John Yates come out and defend me. They ain't do a good enough job. I'm going to get somebody gutter. I'm going to get somebody to drag. I'm going to get them to let have on these folks. And they going to really, and then it ain't going to, I didn't say it. He said it. He said it on your platform after you put the battery in your back, the battery in his back, just like you put the battery in Schoolboy's back, which is why she's out here quiet. But see, the difference is Wiley is used to being a troll. Wiley is used to getting backlash. It rolls off his back like water off a duck's back. He don't bother him at all. Schoolboy wasn't built for that. She didn't know what she was getting herself into. But Wiley do, and he perfectly okay with it, to get his few clicks and views, to monetize off of your pain so he can be who he is on the YouTube. Call a thing a thing. Call a thing a thing. What time is it? What time I said my live was? Let me get off of here. That's it, y'all. I'm done. Y'all drop down in the comments, please. Tell me your thoughts on this entire situation. I'm just glad that it's over with now. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. She's going to continue. She said she's going to recreate a new panel. I don't think anything is going to stop. We got the Fallon interview tonight, honey. Everybody's going to be talking about that, and we are done talking about Monica and all about the tea. I still think that they're going to have a successful channel. I'm still going to be supporting Pledge. I never supported Schoolboy or the Bishop, so things ain't going to change now. I wasn't subscribed to So Debonair before. I ain't going to be subscribed now unless they are creating content that interests me, and so far I haven't seen it. But if my content, not this mess, but if my content interests you, where I do reviews on various TV shows and celebrity hot topics, y'all make sure you like the video, you subscribe, you come back. I'm gonna be live in literally 3 minutes, just enough for me to get a sip of water and to comb my wig one more time. And I'm gonna be back on live to give my review on Tyler Perry Sisters. Thank y'all again so much, and I will see y'all. I know I wasn't all in the comments today, but I couldn't because I had to stay on track. Thank you to everybody that came in though. Thank you. I'm out. I'm out. I'm tired. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace. Where my thing at so I can get up out of here. Peace.